We gotta get our streaming ready. You ready,
We're
Brian?
good to go.
All right, I call this meeting order. We'll stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. I'd like to welcome everybody to the January County Council meeting here, and on this slightly cold night. So, anyways, first thing up for on the agenda here tonight is the minutes from the last meeting. I'll look for a motion to approve those. If everybody's read them and agrees with them, or if they don't, we'll amend them and make the change and then approve them.
Make a
That's
motion to approve.
from our reorganization.
Yeah, January
Yes.
2nd minutes.
Yes.
I'll second it.
All right, Brian seconds, Brian made a motion, Steve seconds. Any further discussion, board? All right, hearing none, everybody in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, minutes from reorganization, good to go. All right, first up here, we've got additionals here. First one that we have is $200,000 that has been advertised out of the county general COIT for the fire training center. So look for a motion to approve that, or I see Jimmy's here and Mark and Jim. So if somebody has some questions, we have the important people here in the room. If anybody's got a question, if not, we'll look for a motion to approve as we advertised, as we talked about last month. Motion to approve or comment?
I mean, we're ready to go, I guess. I mean, if we don't move forward here, we're gonna probably run out of time, as far as
Right.
being on time. And just because we approve 200,000 don't mean we're gonna spend 200,000. We just wanna be sure we have enough. We don't slow the project down.
Those are rough estimate when they need it.
Yeah.
I make a motion to approve 200,000.
All right, Steve Hoff made a motion, we approve the 200,000. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, seconded by Justin Groves. Any further discussion, board? All right, hearing none, everybody in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, then moving down here, on the way up here, Tyler called and said he wasn't gonna be here, be able to make it. Two things here, under surveyor, we talked about this last time, money for the Cookett Creek, and he said he has got the stuff filled out for DNR to move forward. So that'd be $85.50, and then if you look in your packet, we didn't quite get enough money to pay the Cash Wagner $30,000 for the Cornerstone verification. So to make that fund whole, so we can pay the bill of the $30,000 a year, we need $26.32, and those have been advertised. So
Are they just marking them as they out surveying, or are they actually going out looking for them now?
They have to do a certain.
they have to do a certain amount every year. I guess that's kind of like a contract, right, Jim? Contract
They
with them.
go, yeah, it's actually a law from the state, and then they go
Yeah, we've never
to
done
find
that.
them. I think it started with us, didn't it, Dave? Because you were in the commissioners.
Yeah, but I mean, we,
I know they go out.
basically, we had an agreement with the surveyors that when they were out there, if they found one, they got a stipend, whatever it was, I don't know, $100, $500, whatever it was,
And then they report it to our surveys office.
and then get it recorded.
Yeah, and get it
Now,
recorded.
this contract here, I mean, are they gonna, is there a certain number they have to find for that $30,000, or how, it doesn't really explain it to me, I don't know, somebody tell me.
It is so much per cornerstone.
Mhm.
I don't know the number, but I remember it's a per cornerstone.
Right, that's why I thought he said he only had $27,000. I thought, well, maybe that's only, who knows how many they're gonna find, maybe that's plenty of money for the year. Just because, if they're getting, unless they're going out there actively go out and look for them and use up to 30,000.
On December 19th of last year, they submitted a bill for $30,000.
So this is last year's money?
Yeah, my
Well,
understanding is that
what,
this is
that
a
was,
bill for what they already did.
All right,
My
okay,
understanding.
yes,
all right.
they submitted the bill in December, and we're just getting,
Okay.
we're just getting the money to make it whole.
All right, we got an invoice then, that's fine.
And they were 2632 short.
Yeah, that's right. All right, we'll make a, anybody want to make a motion, we can make it for both of them if you want.
I'll make a motion for both of them.
All right, Dave Froman made a motion for the, both of them, for the Crooked Creek and the Cornerstone, verification, totaling $11,182. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, got a second from Brian Grolick. Any further discussion here, board? Hearing none, everybody in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
I wouldn't mind knowing how many cornerstones they found for
Yeah,
30,000.
when he would have him the next meeting.
I'd like to, I mean, it doesn't say what, you know,
Yeah.
it's kind of, I don't know.
We don't have their statement, do we?
But they should have already.
Yeah, it's in our packet, guys. It just,
It's here.
it's
I
just
don't
Cash
see it.
Wagner,
Oh, it doesn't have it itemized.
$30,000. It just says $30,000, 100% complete.
It doesn't say.
It does not say how many they, says for professional services rendered through December 15, 2024. It does not say how many they found.
It's just an annual process that they do annually. They continue to make sure that the cornerstones are where they're at. It's just an annual service.
Yeah. We were just wondering how many they found though for the $30,000.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what we get for $30,000.
When we started this, they were, when they go out and do survey for my property or your property or whoever's property, and they're in an area, they'll look, you know, for that cornerstone, and they find it, they'll make sure it's marked properly and record it. I mean, they weren't actively going out just looking for cornerstones. Now, maybe that has changed since this was started. Either way, I'd like to know for $30,000. I know for $30,000 how many cornerstones they found and marked and turned in. Because it's just a blank $30,000.
That's what I said. The question is, what do we get for $30,000?
Yeah, that's my question.
Are they the people you work with, Heather?
No, I'm an independent contractor and I do,
But I mean, you know the people, right?
yes.
Can you ask them how many cornerstones they found?
I mean, it should be brought into the surveyor's office
It should be
and marked up,
recorded.
you know, they'll probably go down there and look it
Well,
up.
I would think maybe the surveyor probably has that information.
Know where to look, but I don't, you know.
If we're just getting one or two, I mean, we need to evaluate what we're doing, you know?
Right.
Well, like I said, that's, yeah. When they went out and did regular surveyor and they came across one, they would mark it and make sure, and they reported back and they'd get a stipend for that for that, you know. It wasn't like they just actually, we hired them to start going out here tomorrow and roll down the road and look for cornerstones. That wasn't how this was set up.
And you'd think over time we'd get them all located, and you wouldn't need to.
But I was thinking the state had you need to get this many per year.
They said 5%, but I think that was a way of trying to get everybody
To do
up to
something.
snuff. You know, because it was neglected for centuries, or not centuries, but decades probably.
But back to the main conversation, we need to figure out what
Yeah,
we
I
get for
don't know.
$30,000.
Do I get 2 of them, or do I get 200?
Right.
Right.
All right,
We'll have a report.
Yeah.
Was that something that was put in the surveyor's budget or is it?
There's a special fund, for that.
There's a,
When a
yeah,
deed is recorded, a certain part of that cost goes into this fund, and we use it to find the cornerstone.
but what's happened now is we're spending more finding cornerstones than what the fund has generated. So like last year, we were $22,632 short. So then we had to take some money out of county general to make this so we could pay our bill. Because we haven't had, at one point, we had a pretty good balance in there, but
They
it's-
weren't finding that many stones.
and we weren't finding that many stones, so, but now as we're on this 30,000, we're not recording enough deeds to generate enough money to pay the bills, so we either need to probably talk to them and lower the amount of stones we do, or something, so we don't, so it'll self-fund itself again. But we don't have to, we're settled up for now, we don't have to address that today, so. All right, next thing, is, for, the opiate, unrestricted funds, account 1238, Christie Fire Department Lucas device, 20,400 was discussed last month, has been advertised. I see, Jimmy is in the back, if anybody's got a question, for Chief Perkins, and if not, we'll look for a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve
All right, Steve Hall makes a motion. Do I have a second? All right, Dave Cromie seconds. All right, any other discussion or questions? All right, hearing none, everybody in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, passes board. All right, just got us through our additionals here. No transfers in month one. We must have done a good job on our budget, so. All right. Next up, looks like on our agenda is the health department.
No.
What?
Highway department.
Oh, wrong one. All right, never mind. Yeah, right. Wrong. Highway department. I just saw the people in the health department come in here. All right, Dale.
How are you all doing?
Doing fine.
I usually don't do this. I'm coming to you all to ask, I guess, for an additional to purchase another tandem dump truck. I have two of my Mack tandem trucks that are in the shop. Well, actually, one's not made it to the shop yet, but one's on the lift. They're putting a flywheel and a clutch in, and it's got 378,000 miles on it. And the other one has a rear end that's out in it. So I was down to plow trucks for the snow. But it's got right at 400,000 miles on it. And I was coming to see if I could get an additional to purchase a new tandem. And I have two quotes with me right now. One quote was $165, $181.43, and the other quote was $160,000 even.
What did we budget for equipment?
225,000, and I purchased a new brush cutter this year because the two that we have, one has 10,000, I think 700 hours on it already, and the other one has about 10 total. So, and honestly, that come in at 211,000 with two trade-ins.
What would you do with the old truck here?
It'll be traded off, yes, because it's the one I'm looking at trading off. It had a 2.5 foot crack in the frame, horizontal crack in the frame that we had to fix up. So I was going to send that one out, and that's the one that's on the lift right
Already
now.
been deducted,
Sir,
the trade-in's already been deducted.
no, this is just
Minus the trade.
straight out, right,
You got one of them back up and running yet, or they both still
No, there's
there?
one on the lift right now that they're putting the clutch and the flywheel and everything, throw out there, and they're throwing all that back in it right now as we speak. The other one, I have to bring back to the shop, and we'll have to put a rear end in that one.
What about that wrecked one from the other year? Didn't we have money for that, or we already spent that?
We have one coming, actually, we have one that's in the shop, they're putting the bed on it, it's a Logan bed, and it should be finished within the next couple of weeks. That was the one from the insurance that we had wrecked, so.
Commissioners, did you all take action and approve this, or?
Yes.
Are you switching the bed, or you just using the old bed? No?
No, we're going,
All
it's gonna
brand
be, all new on this.
How long does it take to get one of these trucks?
That was the next thing, if the chassis is built, if you all say, yeah, go ahead, they'll have the chassis built by August, it won't be until October until I can get it from either one of the companies, so.
All right, guys, so the request is to advertise, what was the bid again? 165,000?
165, 181, 43, or 160. That's the two quotes that I have.
Which much different, much
For the
different.
service and all that, we're okay with the 160?
That would be sufficient.
They're
Yes.
both the
It's a good
same.
couple, good company.
He's got a little bit of money left, cause he,
A little.
so
yes,
we
I
could
do.
probably do 150,000 and because we put two.
There's like 14 left or so, I think.
Right, so he could do 250 or 155 and be fine, so. But it's council's wishes, and we wanna let them advertise it, to,
Yes,
Fund
I
are
was
you
gonna
thinking about?
have to get with Melissa too for that, advertising.
Which one, you take it out 1173 or 1176? one's restricted?
It would probably be the
Seven,
non-restricted,
73.
the 11, yeah, that'd be the one.
1173,
I believe would be the one, yes.
That was the original one, wasn't it?
that's the restricted one, so I think the other one's 1176 is the non-restricted one, right?
Non-restricted.
Yeah, that's right,
One's
that's okay,
okay.
1176.
Yeah.
And there's, I don't know how much money we got budgeted to come out of there a year, there's a pretty decent budget, or pretty decent balance there. All right, guys, y'all heard the request, what's the council's wishes, do we wanna advertise out of 1176 for an additional, or do we not want to choose to take action here tonight?
How many good tandems would that give us then? How many good tandems will we have when all this is settled out?
5,
5.
once we get that.
That seems like a lot, huh? 5. Got that many drivers?
And I got 11 guys with CDL,
Yeah.
so. And like I said, the only thing is, I mean, with these trucks here, and I think I mentioned it before, but this one here, we had to weld up about a 2.5 foot crack, a horizontal crack on the frame, and
Yeah.
we don't want DOT seeing that kind of stuff.
The only thing, probably by the time we get this one of the others will be down.
I hope not. I hope not.
You're talking 10 months from now.
It's hard to do.
So we have 3 good three pretty nice trucks currently, and 2 old Max, is that correct?
And one good one on
And
the
we got
way.
one.
So we have one good one on the way, so you're
One-
basically, if the council goes with this, you'll basically be out of the both
We'll
old
be- we'll
Max.
be in good- you're right, exactly.
We'll
I'll
just-
have, I'll have the one left, but we can, you know. Then I have 2 decent single axles, and then I got 2 older single axles. And then we have our 2 Freightliner chip and steel trucks that we use, which they're starting to get some age on them, but we knock on wood, we haven't had any problems with them or anything.
What's the trade value on that one with the crack frame?
I don't know
well, you know,
really yet.
I mean,
Um,
It's probably 50-50 whether he's actually gonna get this truck in October or August.
And that's very
Or
possible.
would we
Yeah.
just sell the thing? I mean, do we trade them in or do we just sell them?
Well, I mean, he may not get this new truck when he thinks he's gonna get it.
We've done both. It's the commissioner's decision there, but. So, well, it looks like if we wanna move forward, guys, we're gonna have to advertise 155,000 to me out of 1176, so. Well, what do y'all, what's everybody thinking?
I make motion to do that. It's hard to do your job without good equipment.
All right, Steve's made a motion to advertise.
I'll second.
Do I have a second?
Justin?
Justin seconds, okay. All right, any other discussion, board? All right, hearing none, everybody in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? All right.
Thank y'all, greatly appreciate it.
You got that, Melissa?
Yes.
Melissa, I'll get you.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
Got
just
it.
have Jeannie get, we'll get her advertised. All right, Tyler isn't gonna be here, so moving on. The corner has got, 2 things. First, thing she wanted to let me know, and there's a little printout. She's having a ceremony before the commissioners meeting, in February at, 2:30. And she would like anybody that wants to attend or all of us to attend. She's gonna, they're gonna get those badges out to her deputies. So, she's very happy to be able to do that, and, she's gonna do that. The other thing in here she has is this, grant from the, wants to apply for the Spencer County Substance Abuse Council. And you remember a year ago when she had those, things you put the pills in and it dissolves them. She wants to do that. It's a grant for $2,000, and then she promised me it did not require any county match. So she was needing our approval
Apply for it.
to apply for it. Yes, from the Substance Abuse Council.
So if she gets this grant and starts getting them, and then doesn't get the grant in the future, are we gonna be obligated to keep buying these?
We've already bought them before.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's free money. We kind of be crazy not to apply for it.
Well, as long as
You're
we're not
probably
getting
right.
trapped.
I mean, if she never can get another funding source, yeah, we probably will buy them down the road, but there's a good chance that she'll find other monies.
I think she got a grant last year.
This is annual stuff, it's Substance Abuse Council.
Right.
And maybe if she buys enough, they last for 2 or 3 years. I don't know how many she's getting. How many
I
she
don't know.
uses. It's all.
So. Anyways.
I'll make a motion, we allow her to proceed with applying to the grant.
I'll second it.
All right, got a motion second. Any further questions, comments? All right, go ahead, Dave. Did you have something you say?
No.
Okay. All right, board, hearing no comments, everybody in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Got that. All right, salary ordinance. Dave, I've reviewed it. You reviewed it.
Yeah, it's a lot of numbers, but I didn't find any glaring mistake anywhere.
I didn't find any,
Anybody else find, I mean, I compared to.
no, I didn't find anything I thought we need to make a change on. I think it looks fine. Did anybody else find anything else they didn't like on it?
We can always adjust it.
We can amend it if we have to later, but I think it's fine. There's a lot of moving parts to that, but but it looks good for the, for me. I think I went through the budget and made sure we had the right amount of people in every office, and, I think it's in good shape, so. Any comment from the council?
No.
All right, if not, we'll need a motion to approve the 2025 salary ordinance as presented.
I'll move that we approve the 2025 salary ordinance as presented.
Dave Gogol makes a motion. Do I have a second? Brian Grolick seconds. Thank you, Brian. Any further discussion, board? All right, hearing none, everybody in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Salary ordinance is approved as presented. Melissa, thanks for your work on that. All right. Here. All right, next up, is, we'll take care of these other things down, new business and old business, so. Legal report, Andrew? Okay.
I got one thing on legal. A couple months ago, we talked about the sewage and water, about sending a letter out to them, back in November. Are we making progress on that?
I can put together the letter. Did we actually approve the sending of it?
You were gonna draft,
You're gonna draft one, bring it to us, I think.
Okay, I'll draft the language for it, and then you guys decide if that's the language you're gonna send it through.
Okay, you just bring it next month?
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin. All right. Any other thing for the legal report? The contracts for these nonprofits,
I talked to,
Andrew,
I talked to Josh Claiborne about it today, so we're gonna start working on it,
okay,
so.
all right, we'll just so we get those done
and
before we
I'll
get
with
settlement.
you on it. Okay.
Okay, all right, thank you guys. All right, I don't have anything legal report, I don't have anything for old business unless somebody else does. All right, down to new business, the public library board, they've got someone, Joyce Zook there, long-term member has turned out, and they do have somebody to take that position. Her name's Ashley Peters, and I talked to the ladies in charge of that, and she's very happy to accept that lady on the board, and they were sending us a paper down here, and I forwarded it to Melissa right here to do so. As I don't know the woman, but they were. I think Julie found the girl to take her spot, so I don't know if anybody knows her or not, but they were happy to have her on the Lincoln Heritage Library Board. So if everybody is in favor of that, if nobody has reservations, Ashley has agreed to accept a 4-year term starting on I think Monday. So we'll need a motion to appoint her to the Lincoln Heritage Public Library Board.
I'll make that motion.
Dave makes a motion, we put Ashley Peters on. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Susan Harris seconds. Any other discussion here, board? All right, hearing none, everybody in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, I will give that back to you and I'll sign it at the end. All right, the last thing that we have in here is the health board. The commissioners have been talking with them about combining a couple positions, and I don't know if Jim's gonna be talking, or Mike. I see Mike Sisley, chairman of the health board. I guess he's still the chairman of the health board. Or Mindy. Okay, so what they're kind of doing is consolidating, two positions. All right, I'll leave it to you. You explain better than I can.
All right, the commissioners and health board members met with Lockmuller Group back in December, and it was decided at that time that their 2025 projected cost was not going to be that cost saving for the department. So as an alternative to that, it was discussed to reinstate the environmental health position and combine it with the building inspector position. That person would be under the environmental part would be underneath of the health department, which I would help oversee, and then the building inspector side would remain underneath of the commissioner. So the job responsibilities in themselves would still remain the same, but it would be a combined position with one person fulfilling both of those. It was discussed that salary-wise, in order to make it cost-effective, that would also be split. And the salary that was presented was possibly around the $60,000 mark to combine the two positions, which would still be less than, I know that the sanitarian position would pay $36,546, and I'm thinking that the building inspector is around that amount. So with that, then that would still be below what it would cost to have both positions and themselves separate. So.
We've been budgeting somewhere around, what, 25,000?
20 was the most quite a bit every.
Yeah, I mean, he did, so the building inspector, you know, they just, as they get do an inspection, they get paid, and the people doing the permit pay that.
So the actual fees that the homeowner or whoever pays to have inspected would then go into the general fund. That money would go into general fund, and he'd be a salaried employee.
Yeah, so basically that would just, be part of their salary. We decided just to go half and half, with it going to be most of it just for building inspector. I think it's a very good idea. And we'll just split the cost, split the insurance, split everything on that with the two budgets. I think we were over, Melissa, wasn't it over 30, what did we pay on? I think it was like 30, 34, we looked it up.
It'd be like 36 this year.
36, okay.
Because he gets paid mileage and then he gets
Oh,
paid.
yeah, no, okay.
So
okay,
mileage,
yeah.
cell phone, and then he gets paid through payroll on one part and accounts payable on the other part.
I
So
mean,
he gets-
we're still underneath, and then, like I say, then basically for three, making one spot out of three.
One spot out of three.
Two.
Two. Because you're taking the septic lady,
Yeah,
or the septic position, which is sanitarian, and the building inspector, and trying to find one person that can do both jobs, correct? But we're gonna offer the person a guaranteed salary?
yes. It's just gonna be salary.
And then the fees we collect for the inspection would go back to general fund,
General
offset
fund.
that.
Yeah.
So,
And we can, with the new, we can do that with the new Ready Health bill, all that, or the, HFI thing? I mean, we can split the position, because I mean, how's that gonna affect them?
it'd only be paying the sanitation side of it out of there, wouldn't it? Right?
I guess, right?
And actually, they plan a lot less than they were.
And sanitarian's paid out of the county portion, not the HMI, right?
Oh, on the 1159?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right, here it is, 36,546 this year.
I like the idea, in fact, I brought this up about 3 years ago. We tried to get it done, it never flew. I think you're on the right track. You can get I think we'll get a quality person at that price.
Yeah.
And I, it seems silly to me that those aren't, they weren't combined to start with.
Like I say, that's basically where the idea came from, where me and Steve were several years ago, tried to get this done. And I think now it's time to do it.
The person will use their own vehicle and we pay mileage.
We'd have to do mileage, yeah, because I don't see, and I guess I would probably throw that at you all, would you rather not do mileage and get a vehicle? I wouldn't personally, but that would be more up, I'd rather they use their vehicle and get mileage.
That's what we've been doing.
Who would you do like the inspections?
That's another person, that's a
We have
separate
a
person.
person in
Okay.
place now, Angie Elliott.
The nice
Commissioners,
thing is that they've taken two positions that were traveling together to do their jobs. Now we've separated it.
Yeah, really, you are taking three. and making
Three.
it one.
You guys say two, I say
Because
three.
we always sent two people out.
Yeah, but we still have a
Right.
food person right now.
Exactly, right.
Food person is
So
going.
really, you are taking three to make it one. Yeah.
Right, the food person now is much more efficient because they don't have to go along to the septic system. Well, yeah, yeah, you're
you all
right.
voted on this, you approved the job description,
Yes.
Commissioners?
Yes.
Yes, and the
Yes,
health
sir.
board also.
You good? You need me?
I'm-
Mike, you want to say something?
Well, I just want, the only, I think, concern we have is on the board is finding the right
Yeah.
person
Candidate,
to
you
do
got it
it.
right. You gotta have
Because
a little broad
we,
knowledge.
we need to get the sanitary for the sewage in place
Yeah.
ASAP. And our posting system and finding applicants as we went through, it took us a while to find nurses. And
Yeah.
that's our, sort of our concern.
I guess probably as far as to go over all the hires or all the applicants, you know, you and
Well,
Doc Bronze,
Arnold
and
and
then
I-
I'll sit on it,
Yeah,
and then maybe one of you all, Steve or whoever,
more than, yeah.
if you get four of us,
The,
is that what you'd be comfortable with?
in the meantime, if we have a sanitation thing, Lockmuller's
We've got
still,
like people
Lockmuller's
take
still on
care
the
of it.
payroll.
Yes, yes.
Well, if you find the right candidate, you can educate them on the sanitation side of it, where they know how to do that, because you got a class in them, you ain't, you know, that, I got a book that thick, yeah.
Well, it's also, once the job is filled, the state will train this individual to do the position.
Just got to find the right candidate, someone that's willing to learn.
And Mark Miller agreed to stay on also.
Like members going to help us, they're on training too.
Okay.
I'm all for doing it if you
Yeah.
all are okay with the price.
It makes sense.
Okay, well, I make a
I think
motion
it
that
does.
we approve the request, $60,000. They're gonna split it.
So we would pay 30,000 out of 1159, right? And then we would set up another 30,000 as a new, we'd have to set
Well,
up.
look at our building inspector budget, maybe there's 30,000 there we can use, or that's where it would be next year.
Right, we just set it up
What is
in our
that much?
building inspector as a flat paid salary though. I mean, it's not gonna, cause.
No, yeah, you're right.
So we'll have to change it a little bit on how we do it, but, so, and then 30,000 for the building inspector, so we got enough money.
And this person would be a full-time county employee with
Yes.
benefits and holidays,
Yes.
just everything, yeah, it makes sense. That'd be a good draw, get someone.
I'll second Steve's motion.
We only, well, it doesn't matter.
What's your concern?
Another matter that we run with our board is that Mindy's position has morphed a great
Wait,
deal.
we've got to finish this.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, all right, so, all
What do
right,
you-
everybody in favor of creating a new joint position for, and with a salary of $60,000?
What's your concern? You have something?
I was thinking about, it really doesn't matter, 'cause I was thinking, well, we're gonna add another person for health insurance, but we're already paying it. Because we used to not pay the building inspector, but we're still, it won't matter, because we were offering the sanitarian health insurance, so we still won't be adding anything else to the health insurance.
Benefit package,
Yeah, that was the only thing.
no extra benefit packages.
I make a motion.
All right, you make a motion 60,000 for the joint position, Steve, right?
Right, correct.
All right, and we're gonna pay it out of the two funds, all right, got it.
He seconds.
Justin seconds. All right, any further discussion?
And technically, we're not spending any more money.
No,
I mean, not that 24 now, we're spending a little more than 25 because we eliminated that one position, but we're putting it back like it was at 24, using half the money from buildings, so, yeah.
I think it's a good deal.
And we got same amount of benefit packages. Yeah.
But we were gonna spend way more than that with Lockmuller.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because 1 month's bill was, several $1,000s,
Like
so.
Mike said, the key's gonna be getting the right person.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Everybody in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we got it,
Good
60,000.
idea.
All right, I got it. And we'll get that, we'll get all this counts done. All right, Mike, did you have something else you want to say?
Well, a part of it is educate us on how to go look at positions, because we've been looking at positions within the health department, and I think Mindy's position needs some scrutiny as well, and the additional job responsibilities that she's taken on as office manager, as well as her current job, and then we are learning that the HFI money and the work to do to keep track of all that is substantial. So it came up in our board, and we wondered if we could do something with her pay scale as well. And I don't know what the process is for that, but we would certainly like to do something.
All right, I mean, normally we, like, stuff like that, we just kind of take care of budget time really next year, to be honest, you know what I mean? Unless we're at a new position.
Yeah,
And it's kind of when we just have done that. So when you make your budget, for next year, just put the new thing in there, and you and Arnold kind of talk about it. And we've addressed it that time. That's just the way we've always handled it. I mean, I know she's gonna do a little more work, for this year, but, that's just kind of always the way we've done them at the end of the year. And that way, we just always had the same, our budget time in August. That way we just kept it, that way we don't have people here every month asking for a change.
I guess,
Okay?
all right.
All right, thank
I would
you.
like to add to that, if you don't mind.
Yes,
I do think that with the organization of what our health department does, and Mindy has taken on that for the past 5 years with everything this country has developed, Mindy has stepped up to the plate and worked
excellent.
very hard to establish organization in her department. We've had 2 new nurses. We have a new environmental section that when those positions weren't filled, Mindy was the person taking care of those. And I personally think that it needs to be looked at prior to the budget. And giving an exemption of someone who's making the exact same amount of money as, not that it's a lesser position, but other positions in this courthouse, it's the exact same salary. And I think that it needs to be looked at in a different way. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, anything else here? That's all I got on the, my agenda. Anybody else have anything else to bring up?
I can bring up the IC code for the cornerstones, if that's something you would like for me to send to the attorney, and then he can forward it out in regards to the cash buyer bill, because it's an annual. They revise and continue to review the cornerstones of properties.
Okay.
Making sure that people who have had surveys on properties that they purchased, it's recorded properly.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be fine, send it to, I think we all know our seen the code. We were just wondering how many they actually found for that amount of money.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's a
If
finding,
it's 4 or
it's
5%,
a,
how do you know how many we have? Where's that 5% number?
Yeah, the thing is 5%, right, Heather?
It
That's what it
says
says.
5%. What
Yeah.
we did. 5%
that's
of
why I'm
what?
saying
What
that.
number?
They do the big look at like.
The section, each section. has
Each
corners.
section,
I mean, I think the surveyor could probably look on the map and tell you how many section corners we're supposed to have, because it's based on how many sections we got in the county.
right.
But that was something else that this,
We can find out
process
what that number is.
establishes with
But
GIS.
that,
We can divide into that and see how
yeah,
much we're paying.
but I mean, that's been,
So
that's,
next to your name.
oh, right down my name.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get through, that's not the end of the world deal here, guys. All right, I don't have anything else. Anybody else have any other business need to be brought in front of the council tonight? All right, hearing none, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Dave Prum, second.
Second.
Brian Grelick, seconds. Everybody in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Brian, you can turn off her recording, please.